Talking with the experts.
Donna Smith Bellinger in episode 386 discusses sales is not about wait and see, but about networking and stepping into your power.
Networking. Okay, no, you don't hate networking. You may be an introvert. You may have trouble speaking to people that you have not already met, people that you don't know. So maybe you're a little shy, but that's okay because you're there for business development purposes. So before you go to a conference or to a networking event, take a look and see who's going to be in the room. Who do you think you would want to meet in that room? And when you hit the door, find out, has so-and-so arrived yet? Could you point them out to me? Now you want to just kind of be close to where that person is so you can start to overhear a few things. And then even if you don't know them, you can say, excuse me, I overheard the comment you made about X. I found it fascinating. Could we have a quick chat about that?
Talking with the experts.
Talking with the Experts would love to acknowledge Global Glamping Charities Incorporated for generously supporting this podcast. Global Glamping Charities, solving homelessness in all of its forms. Reach out to them at globalglamping.org.
Welcome to Talking with the Experts. This is where we discuss great ideas to take your business to the next level. How do we know these ideas work? Well, it's because we're talking with business owners who are using these ideas. Business owners who have years of experience and expertise. All things business by business owners for business owners. And now, here is your host, Rose Davidson.
Hello and welcome to Talking with the Experts. I'm your host, Rose Davidson from rosedavidson.com. Talking with the Experts is about all things business by business owners for business owners. You can find it on all good podcasting streaming platforms and on YouTube. And tell me this, have you been a bit shy about sales and how to go about getting them? I know I am. I don't like the sales process at all. That's probably why I don't make much money. But anyway, my next guest, Donna Smith Bellinger, is going to be discussing with us sales is not about the wait and see. Now, Donna, or I should call her Dr. Donna, is an internationally known speaker, author, and award-winning business coach whose corporate experience in sales, leadership, and business development enables her to create and implement strategies that elevate her clients' revenues. As a professional speaker and author, Donna specializes in working with those who feel they have hit the wall in their personal or professional growth. Her signature systems include revenue up from sluggish to sensational in sales. And through her Elevate Your Sales process, Donna helps establish owners and operators of service-based businesses overcome sluggish revenues, achieve consistent cash flow, stimulate sales, inspire teamwork, and improve customer service. And she is also the author of You Lost Me at Hello, Actionable Principles That Move You Beyond Networking, and also creating the 8th day and the 25th hour. Welcome, Donna. Thank you so much for being here with me today.
Thank you, Rose, so much. You know, the older I get, the longer that intro gets.
It happens, doesn't it? Just tell me, how did you get into, sales and, trying to help people with their sales and why sales is not about the wait and see?
Absolutely. Well, my first sales position was actually selling magazine subscriptions over the telephone. And I was in high school. So for those of us who are a little bit older, you'll remember when this was a thing. I had my first child right out of high school. And my family disowned me, as was the style back then. And I had to make my own way, and sales found me yet again. I will say that the successes I have had have come from people seeing things in me that I didn't see in myself. And it's really interesting how that works. I have worked in education. I owned a tech firm. I've led a lot of award-winning sales teams. And that is because I discovered the secret sauce with sales. And that secret sauce is, it's not sales. It's not. It's service. It's being of service. Whatever it is that you do, you're doing it because you're brilliant at it, and someone else is not brilliant at it, and they're willing to pay you to take that challenge away. Well, that's a service. So when I talk about sales is not about wait and see, I'm talking about pre-qualifying or asking the right questions before you make an offer. And it's really, really quite simple. Do you want me to go into some of the questions?
Absolutely, yes. I'm listening with open ears and an open mind. I want to learn something.
Okay, terrific. Most of us are getting our business either through referrals or through networking. Some of us get them, oh, well, I don't really need to know how to sell because everything I do is online. But when you put the comma in the figure, when it's that type of a sale, they want to see a warm body, right? They're trying to convince us to do everything online, buy homes online, buy cars online. But we all know that there comes a time when you want to talk to a person. And when you have that conversation, it's not going directly into your ask or your pitch. It's more like, well, what prompted you to have a conversation with me? And they'll tell you, maybe they saw you at an event and they found you engaging. Maybe someone referred them. And then you ask them, well, what is the challenge right now? And they will tell you, I'm too fat, I'm too thin, I need to buy this, I need to buy that. And you can then say, okay, so what have you done to try and take care of this challenge? The reason you always want to ask, what have you already tried, is because you don't want to give them your solution and it's something they've already tried and didn't like. So this will give you a chance to reframe or repackage what you do so it doesn't sound like something they already don't like. All right. Is that making sense so far?
Absolutely.
Great. So once you determine what it is they've already done, the next thing is to ask, so how much is not fixing this, resolving this? How much is that costing you? Is it costing you in money, in health, in your career? You know how to frame that because you're thinking about the solution that you provide. Are you losing business? What does it look like? When you ask that, it gives you an idea if this is a person who's willing to invest in the solution, or if all they want to do is YouTube and books and whatever the free resources are. All right. Because if they're not willing to invest in it, they're not your person anyway. Don't even bother asking them. They're not going to spend any money. All right.
Through that.
And and then say, what would it be like if this was no longer a challenge for you? What would your life look like? Oh, I'd get a promotion. I'd get along better with my partner. I'd have more time for my children. Whatever it is that they tell you it is. My boss would like me. I could get married, whatever. And then what I call, you give them a bedtime story. Tell them where you were successful in delivering that solution for someone else. But this is the thing. You give them the outcome, the solution, but not how you did it. So with one of my people, I would say that I worked with a person who was a mechanical engineer who thought that they were not being paid attention to on the job. They were getting passed over for things, stuff like that. And after we worked together for 6 months, this person got 2 major promotions and was able to raise their compensation, raise their pay by 30%. Is that the kind of outcome you were looking for? And they'll probably go, yeah, if you related it to what they said the problem was. And then you're quiet so that they can think about it and then say, well, how did you do that? And when they say, how did you do that? You say, well, that's what I do with my clients. Would you like to know more about working with me?
Good plan. I like that plan. That's the best solution I've come up with in a sales call, a service call, in a service call. I won't call it a sales call anymore. I call it a service call.
It is a service call. And, there's something else to consider. When we are meeting people, when you go to networking events, whether they're online or in person, whether it's a professional organization you belong to, if you're going to a conference, whatever, no one went there to buy anything. So don't try to sell them. When you're having that conversation with them, have a couple of little icebreakers, because I have so many people say, oh, I hate networking. Okay, no, you don't hate networking. You may be an introvert. You may have trouble speaking to people that you have not already met, people that you don't know. So maybe you're a little shy, but that's okay, because you're there for business development purposes. So before you go to a conference or to a networking event, take a look and see who's going to be in the room. Who do you think you would want to meet in that room? And when you hit the door, find out, has so-and-so arrived yet? Could you point them out to me? Now you want to just kind of be close to where that person is so you can start to overhear a few things. And then even if you don't know them, you can say, excuse me, I overheard the comment you made about X. I found it fascinating. Could we have a quick chat about that? All right, so now you've kind of broken the ice. And then you can say, I'd love to talk about this some more. Is there a possibility that we could have a coffee, have a cup of tea? Okay, great. Now what do? Ask them. Don't worry about getting the business card. Business cards are, how many of us have stacks of business cards sitting around that you don't do anything with?
No, you don't.
Yeah, I can reach right here from an event that I went to recently. I got a stack of them. Okay, no. Who did you reach out to? You reached out to the person that stuck out in your memory. So it's up to you to be memorable. Ask them, who would you like to meet at this particular event? Okay, well, let me hang on to that. And then, Rose, I'm going to share with you 4 types of calls you can make that are not sales calls.
Absolutely.
So you pick up the phone. Is that something you would like to get?
Oh, lovely, yes.
Okay, great. 4 types of calls you can do. The first type of call is the introduction. Hi, Rose. We connected on LinkedIn. And I would like to learn a little bit more about you. Is it possible that we can jump on a Zoom and just kind of learn a little bit more about each other? You're not selling anything. It's just an introduction. I found your blog post fascinating. I found your article really interesting. Things like that. Same thing with a networking event. I saw you at the event. I didn't get a chance to really speak to you in depth. We were both talking to people. Can we have a cup? All right. The second type of call that you do is what I call a reintroduction. Grab that telephone that you have and take a look at it. You have several hundred people in there who don't know what you're doing right now, but they do already know you. All right. So just kind of go through that and pick one and say, hi, this is Rose. We haven't chatted for a while, and I wanted to find out what you're up to right now, tell you what I'm doing, and find out if there's a way I can support you. That's a reintroduction call. You're still not selling anything. You're developing a relationship. That'll give you a chance to find out if you can help them, and they can find out if they can help you. So you got those 2 types of calls, yes?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, great. The third call is what I call an appointment call. Rose, the last time we spoke, you said that you wanted to talk to someone in insurance or someone in tech or whatever you said you wanted. Yeah, I might have an introduction for you. Can we schedule some time to talk so I can make sure this is exactly what you want? That is an appointment call. All right. And the fourth is an invitation. Rose, you said you were looking to meet more business owners that were in this particular area. Was that right? Yeah. I'm going to an event and it's going to have some of those people in the room that I can introduce you to. Would you like to be my plus one? Would you like to be my partner attending that?
Love them all.
There you go. 4 calls. All right. None of them stress you out. None of them make you feel salesy or icky or, ooh, about it. They're all service calls. But it helps you to develop that relationship, because most of us prefer to buy from a person that was referred to us or a person we have a relationship with. Well, you got to build the relationship.
Absolutely, yes. And it's and I've been finding lately that people are on LinkedIn, on Facebook, they friend you or connect with you, and the next thing you're getting a sales pitch straight away.
Yeah.
I so dislike that. It's terrible. It's like, at least buy me a coffee first. Take me out for dinner.
Because it's
I'm not
dating.
having sex with you on the first date.
Exactly. And this is dating.
Yes.
That's exactly what this is. So that's what you need to do so that you have that relationship. Because when I say that sales is not about wait and see, how many times have you discussed an appointment, a meeting, a phone call? How did it go? Well, I'm just waiting for what? The car dealer isn't going to wait. Your landlord isn't going to wait. All of the people who depend on you are not going to wait to be paid. Why are you waiting?
Mm-hmm.
If you do happen to get someone who declines, who says, no, really not, then number one, you didn't pre-qualify them properly. So the easiest way to remedy that is to say, all right, well, help me to be better. Tell me what it is you didn't understand so that I can get better. All right. And they'll tell you. Sometimes when they tell you, it's they didn't hear that thing for whatever. The dog barked. They got something chiming on their phone, whatever. They looked away. What I call it, they blinked. They missed it. And you can say, when I said this particular thing, that's what I was referring to. And I apologize that I didn't explain that thoroughly to you. So let me just make sure that you understand it and then go back over that thing. But you always say it's you, not them.
Yeah.
You would say, oh my God, I told you about that already.
Oh, goodness me, no.
You can't do that. You can't do that. You say, I'm sorry. Perhaps I didn't explain that to you properly, but it is a part of my offering.
Sounds absolutely perfectly legitimate advice. I quite like that. It's not that icky sales process that I so dislike. It's and I like the word service better. It's a lot feels nicer.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. You're being of help, because when you get ready to make an investment, when you get ready to make a purchase, you like to do business with the person who seems like they hear you. They understand what's going on here. Okay. And they want to make it easier for you. Not that, okay, well, buy this, do this. This is how much it costs. How soon do you want to do the paperwork? I don't want to work with you. You're not listening to me.
Yeah, I've had a few of those conversations, trust me.
If it was all about the price, they would go on the internet and look it up and find it. There are millions of people who do, I don't care what you do. They do what you do, they just don't do it the way that you do it. And so, I mean, with me, I'm a sales consultant and a coach. Sneeze, you're going to hit 50 of us. There's so many of us. So why would they choose Dr. Donna Smith Bellinger? Because with me, I make the complex simple.
Yes, and that's what we
what I
need.
do.
And when we're learning to do service-based calls, I think the simpler the better, but it's learning the process to how to make it simple. I think we overthink the process.
And it's interesting that I hear frequently from all of the little alphabet soup, all of the little organizations that do training and things like that, that they don't have people skilled in sales to offer that training. I am an adjunct and I do teach business and entrepreneurship. And when I talk to my students about it, I tell them, I'm going to tell you what's not in the book. I'm just going to tell you what's not in the book. These are the things that'll help you keep a roof over your head, food in your belly, and nobody towing your car away. Those little things, because not everything is in the book.
No, it's not. I mean, I remember doing a sales management course some years ago, and I wish they had told me stuff. They just made it sound so complicated, and it was all about figures and numbers and charts and graphs, and I'm not a numbers person, so I didn't really care.
Exactly. And when you're talking to people, you need to listen to figure out how they process information. Are they visual? Are they very, very linear? Are they introverted where you have to keep asking questions to understand fully what it is? And then when you give them your solution, you have to give it to them the way they receive information. So Rose, you are not a linear person. So I would talk to you about what would it be like if? Tell me what it would feel like if. How would you feel about what you do if? Whereas with another person, it would be strictly about the numbers or the process. So in order to do this, you would need to invest this for that period of time and then over, But, and I have to learn to speak that language to that person if they're going to hear my solution.
Yeah, it's very
And
important.
that's one of the things that I teach my people, how to do that listening.
The communication styles, you need to match the person that you're speaking to. It's very, very important. That's one of the things I do know about, communication and service-based calls is you have to match the person you're speaking to. It's no good being an introvert and they're a total extrovert, that's for sure. It makes it difficult. So you need to put your personality out there and get out of your comfort zone. I think that's the main thing. Maybe that's why I don't like it. It's out of my comfort zone.
Well, you knew how to do it when you were a baby. All babies know who to smile for and who to cry for, okay, to get what they want. Then with peer pressure and getting out in the world, you start trying to be just like somebody else. All right. And you don't want to be like somebody else. They're going to buy you.
Very true. Very, very true.
It's just like the difference between telling the truth and a lie. Telling the truth is easy. If you tell a lie, you got to remember what you said. So just be you.
Absolutely. Authenticity is the best medicine for everything.
I agree.
Donna, can you tell me about your books a little bit? So you lost me at hello and creating the 8th day and the 25th hour.
Sure. Creating the 8th day and the 25th hour is an audio book that I did for people who are having trouble managing their business within the specific time frame. And that's a matter of establishing priorities, essentially. And so I helped to break that down. You lost me at hello, actionable principles that move you beyond networking. is a nice little primer for people who are nervous about networking. And it's very situational. It's very short, maybe 60 pages, fits in your pocket. And that's that little yellow square that's over my shoulder. But that particular book is very, very situational. The first chapter, I'm very unfiltered. I'm very blunt.
Good.
So the first chapter says, not everyone will like you, and you really don't want them to because it's too time consuming. I want people to understand that all you need are your people. That's why there are billions of people on the planet. Not everybody wants to cater to stadiums full of people. You have no idea how much work that is. What you want to do is collect the clients and the stories that reflect what makes what you do a joy, so that you look forward to waking up. And I'm in particular working now with people who are leaving their day job, their 9 to 5, and starting their own businesses, and showing them basic sales techniques and how to communicate with people. That's my whole thing right now.
Interesting. Like that. Do you have a podcast, Donna?
No, I don't have a podcast, but I do have a YouTube channel. So if you put Donna Smith Bellinger into YouTube, you will find me and my channel, and a lot of interviews and also a great number of tips.
Terrific. All right. So that's something to look for. Listeners, is Donna Smith Bellinger on YouTube. I'm going to go and search for it after we finish here.
Great. And if you want to get more information on what I offer, my website is just as simple, donnasmithbellinger.com.
Easy as. There we go. Donna, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you. I've loved listening to you. You've got such a great voice for listening. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you, Rose.
And your information was absolutely spot on. Donna, have you got any words of wisdom that you'd like to share with our listeners today?
When it comes to sales, there is a quote that I love from Eleanor Roosevelt, the wife of Teddy Roosevelt. And that quote is, never allow anyone to tell you no who doesn't also have the power to tell you yes.
Very nice. I like that. Marvel.
So if you're talking to someone and they can't sign the check, you don't, no means nothing. No,
absolutely.
Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely.
You want to talk to the person who can make the difference.
Yes, that's me. I want to talk to the people that sign the checks. Donna, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. And I really look forward to talking to you again. Me too, Rose. I look forward to getting to know you better. And thank you for sharing your platform with me today. My pleasure. I've enjoyed every minute of it. You have a great day. And you. Bye-bye.
You've been listening to Talking with the Experts, hosted by Rose Davidson. Make sure you have a look at our back catalogue over at talkingwiththeexperts.com. And be sure to subscribe to our podcast so you don't miss out on any episode. We look forward to your company next time. Talking with the Experts.